Ladies and gents, welcome back. Good news this morning. We are one step closer to removing the ArriveCAN app at our borders. This from the Toronto Sun this morning. Court asked to kill ArriveCAN, declared a violation of charter rights. It's time to say farewell to ArriveCAN, a court challenge says. Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms has asked for a judicial review of the program on behalf of 11 Canadians, arguing it violated their charter rights, proving both unreliable and discriminatory, the file claims. The applicants involved in this legal challenge have received fines of up to $8,500 each and have been forced to disclose private medical information via ArriveCAN. The statement from the Justice Center says the legal challenge seeks to strike down the mandatory use of ArriveCAN and declare it unconstitutional, the 14-day quarantine requirements for Canadians who refuse the ArriveCAN when returning home. The screening program was launched in April 2020 and remains in force until at least September 30th. Health Canada said it would not comment directly on the lawsuit, as it is before the courts. The government of Canada has been made aware that the Justice Center has filed legal challenge in federal court. A Health Canada statement says to help keep people in Canada safe, the government of Canada put in place emergency border measures in order to reduce the risk of importation and transmission of COVID-19 and new variants in Canada related to international travel. The government of Canada respects any individual's decision to present their case before the court, and we await the court decision in this matter. They're saying we're going to help protect COVID-19 by requiring you to give us your personal information before releasing you into Canada. None of these measures have been proven to do anything about stopping transmissibility or anything. The court documents, which have not been proven in court, list 11 Canadians who were penalized for failure to use ArriveCAN. The applicants cited privacy concerns in ArriveCAN's use of their personal health information. The Justice Center says in its statement that ArriveCAN continues to come under heavy criticism for creating massive delays at international crossings, not to mention being wildly unpopular in polls. And they do ask people, do you think this is good? Do you think we should keep it? Overwhelmingly, people are saying we should scrap this app. The Minister of Transport has defended, this is Mr. Algebra, has defended ArriveCAN as vital in preventing the spread of COVID despite evidence that vaccines cannot stop transmission or infection. I think he's guilty of the old misinformation right there. The statement says the minister also claimed ArriveCAN has not caused the ongoing travel backlog, despite evidence from Canada Border Service Agency that they have stated it in fact has caused the delays. So yeah, misinformation from the government here saying that ArriveCAN is going to somehow stop transmissibility of the virus COVID-19. That has not been proven whatsoever. So big thanks to the Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms here, who put this really at the forefront in this case. Justice Center brings legal challenge against ArriveCAN and quarantine measures. So this is the actual article here where they go over the bits that this article actually just went over. ArriveCAN was initially implemented in 2020. In February 2021, federal government mandated ArriveCAN for all travelers, while the U.S. land crossing was still closed. After the COVID vaccine rollouts, travelers were required to upload their vaccination certificates into the ArriveCAN app. Mr. Matthew Leques, one of the applicants, went to the United States for 25 minutes to pick up some parts for his vehicle. This is a common practice, by the way. It's so much cheaper to buy car parts in the U.S. Thanks to our tariffs and what have you, trade restrictions coming into Canada for businesses. So people would just jump the border to buy car parts. Upon his return, the Canadian Border Service Agency, CBSA, demanded that he submit his vaccination certificate via ArriveCAN, Mr. Leques refused because he had privacy concerns with the ArriveCAN app, but offered to present his vaccination certificate. CBSA refused to accept his paper certificate and issued him a ticket for $7,210 for not using the ArriveCAN app. There are many other cases in this. I'll leave a link in the description below where you can go through and read these stories. The Justice Center has heard from thousands of Canadians who have been negatively impacted by the federal government's mandatory requirement to use ArriveCAN. Thousands of law-abiding citizens have been fined egregiously simply for returning to their home country. The differential treatment and discriminating between vaccinated and unvaccinated travelers also defies science, which the federal government claims to follow, says Eva Chipiuk, a lawyer on this case. So thank you so much, Eva, for your valiant efforts, and for all these people, these 11 people that came forward. It's not easy to come forward and put yourself into high-profile cases such as this. You're gonna get a lot of problems, lots of problems. But what's been going on at the actual border? What are some of these situations? Well, I've been showcasing some of these situations on the channel here, but here's another case, another such case, because they keep rolling in every single day. And this is senior abuse. 72-year-old Sophia detained at Pearson Airport for 3 hours and ultimately fined $7,500 despite attending paramedics, denied blood pressure medication by the police unless she cooperated with public health. Will Health Minister Duclos stop this? And this is a report from Rebel News here.
And I was without my medication for 2 days. So I told them my blood pressure is very high. I need to go to my suitcases. And over they told me, it is your choice. You can give us your documents and then you can go and get your suitcase.
This is very crucial. You have medication. It's for blood pressure, I understand. And
Yes.
They weren't at first letting you go to your suitcase to get your medication. Why? What would justify that?
They said, it is your choice not to have it. Give us the documents we want and you can have it. And I said, you cannot blackmail me. You cannot use my medication as a bargaining chip. And that's how it went for hours. We can arrest you, we can do this to you, we can do that to you. And in the end, I kept telling them, I need someone to take my blood pressure. My blood pressure is very high. In the end, they brought paramedics who confirmed that my blood pressure was very high and I had chest pains and anxiety, but still they wouldn't give me my medication.
Disgusting. The way people are being treated at the border for just simply wanting to remain, just keep their own privacy, not divulge their medical information, their home address, their lots of information that's being asked in this ArriveCAN app that, well, frankly, you just do not need to give to the government. The federal government is not entitled to this information, but they're proclaiming that due to health restrictions, the Quarantine Act, that they are entitled, in fact, to this information, and people are very, very reluctant to give that. And well, we're seeing it more and more every day. In fact, we have another story here that the Democracy Fund files lawsuit to scrap the ArriveCAN app. So when you have the pressure on, you keep that pressure on, you keep it going. Democracy Fund, which back in August 9th, 2022, pressured Crown prosecutors to drop some of the first charges against Freedom Convoy 2022 supporters, has now filed a lawsuit against the Federal Ministry of Health, challenging the requirements for Canadians to use the ArriveCAN app. Our application, we call the minister to produce the specific decision the minister took to specify ArriveCAN as the proper method for collecting the private health information of Canadians. We also demand that the minister, in essence, remove the requirement for persons entering Canada to use the ArriveCAN app. We are also calling for a declaration prohibiting subsequent orders that would mandate the use of ArriveCAN. And there are the shocking portions of the ArriveCAN privacy statement that allow the government to share private health information with other organizations, in quotes, and to use this information to, in quotes, help determine eligibility for new border measures. Such vague language is often a gateway to government overreach and abuse. I'll leave the link in the description down below so you can read the rest of that article yourself as well. All links in the description down below. But yeah, let me know what you think. This is a win. This is a big win in the right direction, and we may see the end of this ArriveCAN app soon enough. Keep the pressure on. It was all the pressure from the Freedom Convoy and other protests around Canada, people not complying with many of these measures that led to where we are today. Who knows where we would be without the pressure from the public to push back against mandates, mask mandates, vaccine mandates. All of this stuff may have possibly still been in place today with the stubborn federal government that we have and provincial governments that we have. So let's be thankful that we're where we are at today, and thank somebody who's been out there fighting for our freedoms, especially the JCCF at this moment, and well, the Democracy Fund as well. So anyway, leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about this situation, and make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. You'll know when I go live. I had a special live last night, unannounced, well, just impromptu and late, so notification bell will let you know when I go live. Anyway, we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.